At this school, students are paired up at random to live together as married couples and are forced to get along to graduate. Students who score below 0 will fail and will be expelled from the academy. Shiori Sakurasaka, a girl from a temple town, and her classmate Akari Watanabe meet at a temple in their town. Akari is embarrassed to be seen there and runs away, while Shiori makes a wish before heading to school. At school, we are introduced to our protagonist, Yuro Yakuin, who is playing a 1D video game. His best friend, Sadaharu Kamo, makes fun of his preference, but they are interrupting the staircase. Kamo takes this nice and cuddly, proving Yuro's statement, after which the bell rings, and the students prepare for the pair announcements. The entire class will be split into couples who will pretend to be married for a few months. This is a practical experiment to prepare them for the real world since they were childhood friends. After that, the teacher explains the upcoming mock marriage test, in which the students are made to stay in a house-like environment where a computer will monitor students' daily activity. Not only that, this practical exam will also affect their overall academic performance, so they cannot skip it. But instead, Akari is left to think about Minami. Meanwhile, they are interrupted by Kamo, who is here to pick up Yuro. Yuro decides to leave with Kamo, but Akari stops him at 2-0. That evening, Yuro dreams about Shiori waking him up with a kiss, only to be confronted by Akari's stern voice demanding his assistance with household chores. As time passes to meet his teacher without Akari, who informs Yuro that their score has been 0 for the whole week, and this will affect his overall final score, which makes Yuro feel disappointed. Meanwhile, Akari enjoys karaoke with Minami and others. When he finally decides to leave, it suddenly starts to rain outside, but he has to wait for the rain to stop as he didn't have an umbrella. But both Yuro and Akari are confused about their strangely pounding hearts and why Shiori and Minami are falling behind. As the day passes by, Yuro thinks that even though he is happy that Shiori and Minami are not getting along, by the looks of it, they won't be able to be paired together, which worries him. Yuro ends up catching a cold and lays in bed with a fever. He feels sad that Akari left him alone to meet with her friends and claims that if Shiori were his wife, she would have taken care of him without a second thought. As Yuro is happy, who think that Akari is thinking about Minami even though Yuro's on her mind. On the other side, Shiori informs Yuro that Akari was the one who told her about his cold. After that, Shiori changes Yuro's cooling pad while she remembers the night Yuro took care of her when she caught a cold when they were kids. While she prepared a warm bowl of porridge for Yuro, Shiori brings the porridge to Yuro's room, intending to feed him herself. However, Yuro's excitement gets the better of him, and he decides to eat it all on his own. As they were talking, Shiori brings the topic of their practical exam, making Yuro and Shiori discuss her disappointing rank on the marriage practical assignment. She already confesses that she feels uneasy around Minami and claims that having Yuro as her partner would have been much better. Yuro attempts to provide Shiori with a pep talk, but his efforts fall flat, leaving him disheartened and retreating back to his bed. Meanwhile, while sleeping, Yuro again dreams about kissing Shiori, but before he can kiss her, Akari wakes him up to watch horror movies. Akari explains that she heard from her friend that watching horror movies and overcoming the fear together will help them score better, as she also wants them to be. The candle makes Akari fall asleep while Yuro hugs her and even calls her cute, which startles him at first. But as he watches Akari sleeping, he ends up appreciating her more for the efforts that she's making for their relationship. After breakfast, Akari asked Yuro to help her decide what she can do to impress Minami. This prompted Yuro to suggest that Akari should try making lunch for him. Over the next few days, Akari compelled Yuro to assist her in her pursuit of making the perfect lunch for Minami, even asking Yuro to taste them as well. However, this action skyrocketed their score. One night, while eating an extravagant dinner, Akari asked about Yuro's overall experience with her cooking. Yuro's response, that he loves everything but prefers his rolled omelette sweet, made Akari claim that Yuro shouldn't tell her his personal preference as it's meant for Minami. The following day, during the lunch break, Kamo admired Yuro's lunchbox, implying that Akari was doing this for the one she loves. Kamo provocatively encouraged Yuro to let loose so that he could lose his virginity, but Yuro took Akari's side, stating that she's a nice girl. As they ate, Akari got in front of them and asked Yuro about the lunch, leading him to suggest yet again that he liked sweet and rolled omelette. This sparked another conflict between the two, while Kamo sat there feeling lonely. The next morning, Akari prepared the final lunchbox for Minami and offered Yuro a piece of the omelette. Yuro noticed that the omelette was still lacking sweetness and couldn't help but feel hurt that Akari was making a meal for someone else. Akari dressed up in one of her most beautiful outfits, which made Yuro realize that she had never done so for him. Feeling nervous, Akari asked Yuro to kiss her goodbye just like last time to ease her anxiety. Yuro was taken aback by her request, but as he was on the verge of giving in, the doorbell interrupted them. To their surprise, Shiori was at the door, bearing a box of apple pies to share. Shiori mentioned that she often cooked delicious treats for Minami as he had a sweet tooth and even requested her to make these apple pies. Akari's spirits immediately plummeted upon hearing this, and she decided against giving her lunchbox to Minami. Meanwhile, Shiori left while complimenting the lunchbox Akari made, thinking that they were going on a picnic. Despite Akari's disappointment, Yiro tried his best to cheer her up while enjoying the meal she had prepared for Minami. Akari seemed to have given up, believing that Shiori was a much better option for Minami. Yiro attempted to lift her spirits by suggesting that she could explore other ways to impress Minami and mentioned various plus points about Akari in an attempt to refresh her mood. After that, the duo stopped talking for the whole week as Akari spent time with her friends and Yiro occupied himself playing video games. After a week, a scoreboard was released showing that Minami and Shiori were in a rank, while Yiro and Akari's scores had plunged to A rank, making Shiori sad. Meanwhile, Kamo approached Yiro to ask him about the sudden decrease in his scores, but Yiro ignored him. However, Yiro couldn't stop himself from thinking about his dilemma with Akari and regretted his own hurtful words to her. When Shiori approached Yiro to have a talk with him about his situation with Akari, her words made Yiro realize that he would have to apologize to Akari. Yiro appreciated Shiori for her help. Yiro got home where he decided to come clean about his words and knocked on Akari's door. Akari let Yiro inside her room, where he complimented Akari's room decor and also sat to have a serious conversation with her. As Yiro started to explain himself, Akari stopped him, claiming that she knew what she did was wrong. However, Yiro still insisted that he wanted to have a chance so that they could still keep their marriage practical going smoothly and that he wanted to spend time with her like before. This confession made Akari flustered, and she claimed that she also liked Yiro a lot. The sudden closeness made Yiro try to kiss Akari, but she stopped him with his hands, making Yiro feel embarrassed while she laughed. After that, Yiro left the room while Akari got onto her balcony, where she thought about how she naturally confessed her feelings to Yiro even though she was also feeling uneasy about their whole situation. As things went back to normal, Akari talked with her friends during gym class. Natsumi mentioned her long-lasting crush on one of her classmates while claiming that she wanted to have him as her partner. Meanwhile, Sachiya also mentioned that they would swap partners as they would reach a rank soon. The thought of swapping partners made Akari sad, and she suggested that they shouldn't take this exam lightly. Yiro stared at Akari, which made Kamo claim that Yiro might still be looking towards Shiori. Kimo's words made Yiro realize that Shiori was also sitting there. However, the cheers of girls made Yiro look towards Minami, who was playing basketball with his friends. The way he played made Yiro think that Minami was a hero in a game where Yiro was just a side character who everyone ignored, who died a brutal death. As Yiro came back to reality, Kamo welcomed him against the wall. After that, Akari's friends informed her that they had heard a rumor that Minami and Shiori would not change partners even though they were in a rank, which made Akari have complicated feelings about this scenario. Akari's serious face made her friend tease her, causing the gym teacher to punish Akari with the task to clean the gym after class. Meanwhile, Kamo also informed Yiro about Shiori and Minami's rumor after gym class. As Yiro left, Shiori encountered him, making Yiro feel all sorts of emotions, and he asked Shiori about the circling rumor in the gym storage room. While Akari cleaned up everything, when Minami called her out, it surprised Akari, causing a box to almost fall on top of her, but Minami saved her. After that, Minami decided to leave, but Akari mustered up the courage to ask Minami about the rumors as well, which made him suggest that he might stay with Shiori. These words made Akari vulnerable, and she started to cry, making Minami approach her. Kamo, who was still in the gym room, encountered Akari and Minami and misunderstood that they were kissing and ran to tell Yiro. Meanwhile, Shiori claimed that she couldn't decide alone and would need Minami's permission to make any kind of changes. However, Yiro tried to mention that if he were in a rank, he would love to be Shiori's partner. But before Yiro could complete his sentence, Kamo interrupted them when he was about to talk about Akari. Minami and Akari came outside, and an awkward silence prevailed, making Kamo act up to ease the tension, but he ended up admitting defeat as he felt vulnerable in front of the girls. Minami handed the gym key to Kamo and left with Shiori. As they left, they discussed submitting their forms to stay together. While Akari felt down in the schoolroom during lunch, her friends mentioned that Akari left early as she wasn't feeling well, and Yiro decided to continue his game. However, Kamo approached Yiro again as he couldn't keep it to himself and informed Yiro that he thought that Minami and Akari had kissed each other. This piece of information made Yiro feel disheartened, but he still tried to think of it in a positive manner as Akari would be happy. Later in the night, Yiro got home and tried to talk with Akari, who ignored him at first. However, Yiro decided to congratulate her on finally kissing Minami, even though he felt jealous. Akari burst into laughter, revealing that she didn't kiss him and explain what actually happened. While Yiro thought of killing Kamo after explaining herself, Akari ended up crying, thinking she didn't have a chance with Minami. Yiro consoled her by hugging her as she cried the whole night. After that, Yiro regretted the way he handled the situation by hugging Akari, thinking that she might have disliked it. However, the tables turned as Akari walked out and Yiro shit her, which made him feel like they were dating. Akari also sat close to him, making Yiro blush. Yiro decided to lecture her, but Akari came clean and informed him that Yiro was her first kiss, which made Yuro extremely happy, yet he decided to stay silent while Akari teased him. The next day, Yuro wakes up early as he has class duties and informs Akari that he will be leaving soon. However, looking elsewhere, making Akari choke him. After that, Akari hugs him but leaves as soon as they get another point. When he reaches the classroom, he notices that Shiori is there. Shiori informs him that she will be filling in for Mai as Mai has a club meeting today. In a flashback, it is revealed that Shiori had told Mai about her feelings for Yuro, who encourages Shiori to confess her feelings. But Shiori doesn't know if Yuro feels the same way. Meg decided to help her friend, so she offered to switch partners with the promise that she will try to kiss Yuro. On the other hand, Yuro feels a surge of excitement for conversations with Shiori, leading to awkward moments between them. Even so, Shiori tries her best to keep their conversation going by mentioning one of their middle school teachers. Meanwhile, Yuro also regrets not having the courage to express his own feelings for Shiori. Later in the night, Yuro stands on the balcony of his apartment when he reminisces about his younger self and the missed opportunity, and she playfully teases Yuro about enjoying some alone time with Shiori. As Yuro attempts to change the topic by bringing up Minami in conversation, Akari suddenly asks him to call her by her first name just like how he does with Shiori. Yuro hesitates, stating that it's different with Akari compared to Shiori. Akari explains to Yuro that her name carries the meaning of light, and she feels empowered when someone addresses her by her first name. Yuro tries to call her by her name and unintentionally blurts out that it is a suiting name for her. When Akari says that she should call him by his first name as well, this makes Yuro think that Akari must have slipped. Yuro realizes that he has never seen Akari study, and as he suspected, after school when Yuro asked Akari to come home and study, Akari shows little interest in academics and says that she is going to the karaoke bar, needing his skills for actively understanding the problems. However, Mai disagrees with her, claiming that she is only good at grades and potentially switch partners. But Yuro is genuinely concerned about their situation as a couple. Akari playfully teases Yuro and she doesn't want things to change between her and Yuro. Akari reflects on their bond and realizes that their connection goes beyond the practical examination. Akari values their relationship and cherishes the moments they share. She reassures Yuro that their partnership is more than just a test score and that she wants to continue supporting and being there for him, even though she doesn't know how it will go. The next is that Akari acts normally except for calling him by his first name. Then, after serving breakfast, Akari shares that her friend gave her a pack of exquisite chocolates that she plans to eat with him at night, making Yuro comply. However, Yuro still feels that Akari might be hiding something. At school, as Yuro on one of her lovers, Kamo explains that Mai has been super popular with girls lately, as many have confessed, but she rejects after Mai thinks that it will affect Yuro and Shiori's relationship. Mai also claims that Shiori should try to make the first move, as guys like Yuro usually don't take the lead. As they talk, Shiori gets hit by a football, which results in her going to the nurse's office. Mai immediately contacts Yuro while Yuro comforts Shiori for her shortcomings. All of a sudden, Shiori asks Yuro to kiss her as she confesses her feelings. He also feels happy that Shiori is confessing her feelings. Then Yuro asks Shiori if she is ready, which makes Shiori claim that she is. But as they get close to each other, Shiori stops friend had said, which makes Akari happy that Yuro isn't dating Shiori for now and decides to continue a relationship the way she wants until she can. After getting the fun out of the situation, Akari tells Yuro that she was lying and nothing had happened between them. After that, Yuro starts to avoid Akari during school breaks, which makes Kamo curious as to what happened between them. But Yuro decides to ignore him after school. Meanwhile, Shiori thinks about how she will deal with the tons of trash she has to take care of. When Akari's friends decide to help her and decide to help, while Yuro feels a bit uncomfortable as Shiori is also present. One of the girls, Sachi, divides their work, but Shiori decides to work with Sachi instead of Yuro, which makes Yuro feel like he is facing utter defeat. However, Sachi works with Shiori and realizes that she might have feelings for Yuro. After that, while enjoying ice cream, Sachi and Natsumi play rock big Akari if she has feelings for Yuro. But Akari ends up feeling sad, which makes her friends think that she might be in love with Yuro. Both of Akari's friends try their best to convince her that Yuro might not be her best choice and she should stick with Minami. However, Akari doubts that Shiori and Minami might be the perfect match and that she doesn't know what she should do right now. As a last resort, Sachi claims that Yuro is a pushover and a loser, so Akari should rethink her choices. After the serious conversation, Akari decides to go home, while Sachi and Natsumi walk back to their houses. They talk about Akari's future, and Sachi suggests that she will support whoever Akari decides to be with. Natsumi sees a flyer for the festival, and both of them decide to set up Akari and Minami, as it will. Even though this news makes Akari blush, she also thinks about Yuro and their relationship if she got more attached to Minami after that. Minami is friend-minded as she thinks about what she wants to do with her life. Meanwhile, she tries to get a fish for Akari so that he can yes hard eyes. Akari claims that it is tiny. Akari decides to keep Yuro close to herself until they find the spider. Upon returning to the halls, the details about how it happened and asks for Minami's advice as to what her friend should do, as she doesn't know if the person she likes feels the same way. Minami, who knows that Shiori is talking about herself, suggests that she should try to come clean about her situation to the person she likes and suggests that she should have confidence in herself. The next day after school, Shiori tells Mai that she should buy something flashy for herself, which makes Mai suggest that Shiori should be the one wearing such cute clothes and about buying Mai an outfit, which makes Mai state that she would love to get anything that Shiori likes and tucks her hair behind her ear. However, the conversation is cut short when Shu informs the duo that he's going for a part-time job interview at the place where Minami works. Shu states that he will be going to karaoke with Minami after the interview, so he wants to eat dinner and asks Mai and Shiori to spend time together, which makes Mai blush. At night, after the interview, Shu and Minami end up with his drunken manager, who keeps on calling Shu by wrong names. The manager turns out to be Keimo's big brother, who informs Shu that Minami's big brother is also a hottie, but Minami acts a bit strange, making him change the topic. Elsewhere, at a cafe, Shiori plans with Mai about their sleepover, which makes Mai blush, so she diverts the topic. The conversation ends with Yuro, which makes Mai jealous, and she excuses herself by stating that her mother called her and is asking Mai to come back home right now. Yuro runs towards Shiori to clear the misunderstanding. As both of them start to talk, they discuss two entirely different things. However, when Yuro mentions Kamo, both of them realize it, after which they finally manage to have a normal conversation with each other without being awkward. Afterward, Yuro tries to help by carrying the bag of groceries with Shiori, and they walk towards Shiori's home, where Shiori suggests that they might be a couple. But before she can complete her Shiori tries to make a move, but a catfight stops her, and the duo part ways. As summer vacation begins, the teacher explains that the students will resume from where they left off at the end of the holidays. After class, Kamo shares a part-time job opportunity, which is actually a live-in job, and informs Yuro about the details, along with the fact that he also submitted Yuro's application. This surprises Yuro, who quickly rejects it as he wants to spend time playing games and isn't good at dealing with people. When Kamo mentions that he is also in the same boat but needs the money for a new figurine of a fictional character, Yuro is left speechless. Shiori joins the duo to inform them she has also applied for the job along with Mai. Kamo uses it as an opportunity to mention that Yuro will also be there, which makes Shiori happy, and Yuro ends up saying yes while thinking about how this opportunity will bring him and Shiori together. He also contemplates all kinds of scenarios that might happen when he will be staying with Shiori. Kamo calls him out, bringing Yuro back to reality, where Kamo claims that Yuro will have to take permission from his wife for this job. Akari welcomes this job, wanting to test out her new swimsuit as she is going to the beach soon. Yuro suggests that Akari should go with boys as well because beaches are not a safe place, but Akari informs Yuro that she is actually going on a part-time job at a cafe there and will stay there for a few days, making Yuro feel reassured. Yuro also mentions that he will be doing the same kind of job as Kamo dragged him into it. However, when Yuro mentions that Shiori will also join them, it makes Akari jealous, and she asks Yuro if he will miss her. The sudden question makes Yuro have complicated feelings, but before he can answer, Akari stops teasing him as they gain another point. Akari informs Yuro that as they would be away for a while, she wanted to gain another point for them, giving him the reason as to why she teased him. Afterward, Akari comes out in a swimsuit and yet again asks Yuro about her outfit. He realizes that Akari's and his job flyers are exactly the same, making both of them realize that they have applied for the same job. The next day, all the students venture towards the beach cafe on a ship, where Minami turns out to be their tour guide as this is the cafe he works at, opening this new branch. He shows the students the place where they all are staying and asks them to unpack and get to the cafe for training. Everyone unpacks at the cafe, and all the girls get into their uniforms. Although Mai feels a bit uneasy, Shiori's words calm her down. After that, Keimo's brother informs the students that they will be divided into two groups, one being the kitchen and the other being serving. After the basics, Yuro compliments Kamo for his dressing sense, which makes him say that all the shopping for him was done by his brother, and that he is looking forward to meeting a lot of cute girls while he works here. Their conversation is cut short when Shiori approaches Yuro to ask which group he will join. Yuro says that he will join the kitchen group as he is not comfortable around strangers. Shiori also decides to follow him, knowing it will be a good chance to spend time with Yuro. Elsewhere, Minami teaches Akari about how to take customers' payments, while Shu stares at them. Akari's friends tease him while Shu claims that Minami will not date Akari, which makes them curious, and they ask him to tell them the whole story as to why that is. Meanwhile, in the kitchen, Mai encourages Shiori to take a leap of faith and asks her to show Yuro her cuteness. Mai calls out Yuro to help Shiori as she can't reach the upper cabinet and leaves with Kamo, who is ruining the moment. After that, Yuro tries to put cream on top of a shake, but the sudden closeness of Shiori startles him and ends up making a mess. After the cream incident, both of them laugh as Yuro has a mustache on his face while Shiori also has cream on her face. As Yuro tries to clean her face, she decides to confess, But their moment is ruined when Shiori notices that Akari's friends are watching, after which Yiro thinks that Shiori might dislike him now. But his thoughts are interrupted by Kamo, who asked Yiro to come with them to the beach. As all of them gather at the beach, Kamo mentions that Akari is wearing a nice outfit, making Yiro think about Akari's words, but he decides to ignore them. After that, Yiro is called out by Shiori and Mai, who ask him about his swimming suit. When Yiro tells them that he forgot his, they suggest that they should make sand castles. All of them gather to make castles, when Shiori suggests to Yiro that they should make a tunnel beneath their castle just like when they were children. As Yiro and Shiori's fingers join, which is seen by Akari, who feels jealous. After playing at the beach, everyone feels thirsty, so they select Yiro and Akari to go buy some drinks for all. Holds Yiro for his dry response and suggests that he should have said something nice about her, claiming that Minami would have done so. Yiro goes to collect the drinks, and they head to the bath, where they share their different first times. Both of them tell each other that they are nothing like their experienced friends. After the bath, Akari meets up with Yiro, who also comes out of the bath at the same time as her, which makes her feel happy. However, as she notices that Yiro has a sunburn on his neck, as everyone prepares to sleep, Natsumi realizes that Akari and Yiro is avoiding her. Yiro replies to that by telling Akari that he has been words make Yiro happy, who, while she is saying such things, tells her that these things are only told by a girlfriend, making Akari blush. However, Akari, in an attempt to cover up, ends up saying that she is doing it for their exam faint, while Yiro thinks that he has caused another inconvenience for Akari. All of a sudden, Akari gets up and tries her best to explain that she just wants the closeness they have to not change even though they are here at the beach. In the morning, Shiori wakes up without getting much sleep at night, recalling that Akari and Yiro were both at the beach at the same time, breaching her insecurity as she kept thinking that they might be together. After waking up, Yiro encounters Shiori, who was coming back admitting to Yiro that she isn't good with scary stuff. Shiori also mentions her last night experience, which surprises Yiro, but he ends up hiding the fact that it was him by suggesting that he would like to be Shiori's partner. The kind words of Yiro make Shiori feel happy as she tells him that she loves Yiro's gentle nature. However, the word love remains stuck with Yiro, after which Shiori leaves the kitchen, and Kamo, our protagonist's secret admirer, comes out pouting. As the couples make their way into the game's starting point, Akari screams as she gets afraid of bugs, but Minami holds her hand and asks Akari if it's alright for him to hold her hand. Akari tells that it is fine. However, she ends up thinking about Yiro and his warmth. The sudden silence between the two makes Minami ask if Akari is alright, but she diverts the subject by talking about how asks Yiro if he made any moves on Shiori, which makes Yiro complain about how Shiori was too scared that there was nothing he could do. After that, everyone notices that Minami and Akari still hadn't made their way to the finishing point, which upset not only Shu but also Yiro. However, Shu was stopped by Akari's friends. Others. Yiro, in his search for Akari, shouts out Akari's name but only manages to find her phone. Elsewhere, Akari was found by Minami but shouted out Yiro's name as she was scared. After finding her, Minami suggests taking shelter at a nearby place until the rain subsides, where he calls Kamo's brother to inform him about the situation. After that, Akari apologizes to Minami for the inconvenience she caused, one who found her. After that, Yiro takes shelter with Shiori, who feels jealous that Yiro ran away like that, which made Yiro apologize for running away. However, Shiori tells Yiro that she is glad that Yiro is such a kind person, while she also says that the practical exam changed him a bit. Shiori shares her jealousy by suggesting that she doesn't like how Akari knows the husband's version of Yiro, and she doesn't. However, Yiro tells her that he doesn't have. After that, as they wait for the rain to stop, Akari ends up falling asleep on Minami. Akari is yet again at the temple, but this time with Shiori also feels uneasy thinking about how Yiro has already kissed someone else before her. She realizes that the hero plays his game. The princess all of a sudden kisses the hero, which makes him think about his situation with Shiori. After the kiss, instead of saying something sweet, Shiori kept on apologizing to him, which he didn't understand, making him question what their relationship is. His thoughts make Yiro hungry, so he goes to the supermarket to get some snacks and manga. To his surprise, he meets Shiori there as well, who is also there to get manga but for her brother. Yiro feels happy that he got the chance to talk with Shiori before the summer vacation ends. However, as it starts pouring outside, Shiori invites Yiro to her house because it is nearby, and as he doesn't have an umbrella, they both visit her dorm. There, she asks Yiro to stay outside to try and tidy the room, after which Shiori welcomes Yiro into her home by calling him darling, which startles Yiro but ends up saying that she was just joking. After that, Shiori serves coffee, which makes Yiro compliment. They silently read books until the rain stops, while Yiro compliments Shiori on her appearance when their eyes meet, making Shiori flustered but leave to take a moment alone. As Yiro musters up the courage to talk to her about the resort incident, Shiori calls him outside to look at the rainbows. Shiori asks to take a picture with Yiro, who joins her as Shiori tries to send the pic to Yuro. He musters up the courage to talk with Shiori, but she shows even though it was his dream to go out with Shiori. Yuro ends up receiving tons of messages from someone, which he ignores at first thinking they might be from Kamo, but they turn out to be from Akari. The fact that Akari is messaging Yuro makes him happy even though he thinks Akari might have another reason to call him. Elsewhere, giving her leave, Akari comes running and explains to Yuro that she was late because she had forgotten her phone at the house. When he told her that he wasn't really expecting Akari to show up, Akari asks Yuro about her outfit, telling him that she bought it according to Yuro's liking, which startles him as he cafe by Akari's choice where they get milkshakes. Akari asks to taste Yuro's milkshake, which makes him feel embarrassed as it will be like an indirect kiss. After that, they decide to visit a cat cafe where they enjoy petting cats while Yuro thinks about the reason for Akari's happiness. After getting out of the cat cafe, say that they look like a married couple with a child. After realizing that this might make Akari creep out, Yuro decides to take back his comment. However, Akari informs him that she liked that idea, which makes Yuro finally realize that Akari is trying her best to enjoy the day with him. After completing the rest of their activities, Yuro and Akari go towards the station, but Akari remembers that she has forgotten to take a charm from the temple, making her run towards the temple. As they go towards the temple, they meet Shiori, who was returning after buying some groceries for her house. As Shiori notices Yuro and Akari together, she asks Akari where she is going. When Akari told the station draws to a close, Yuro meets Akari, and they transition into their roles as a practical examination couple.